How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Flurry Sports Podcast. Jake not with us today because Jake is bad at scheduling. Instead, we got Luke Reimer with us, friend of the show. Luke, you saw him a couple weeks ago when we did our Olympics draft. And from my knowledge, especially with NBA All-Star stuff going on, Luke, I'm assuming you haven't paid much attention to what's been going on over in Italy. Is that correct?
In full transparency here, Zach,
Okay.
I think that over the Olympics started 2 weeks ago, a week, whatever it was.
A couple days before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I probably watched combined minute and a half of Olympic coverage.
Really? There's been
Yeah,
so much good stuff.
it's right in the prime of basketball, and that's the only thing I watch.
That's fair. You got to at least go watch snowboarding half pipe. If that's the only thing you watch, I think that's good because half pipe's so good. It's just tricks.
I would say out of the minute and a half total that I watched, probably 82 seconds of that was Lindsey Vonn eating shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's tough. That was a tough one. She's already
Now, when
had
I
two
say
surgeries.
Yeah, no, when I say that, it's been on. I guess I just haven't been paying attention and things like that.
Sure.
But look at this about Lindsey Vonn, right? She's like, from my understanding, and I used to follow the Winter Olympics when I was younger, but she's like, she's not a wild card, but wild skier, goes for all the risks and everything. Is
Yep.
her breaking her leg, and I guess possibly her last Olympics, is that cooler
Yeah.
than getting a gold medal? And
Not for
just
her.
totally right. But in terms of being badass,
She's a badass. I think the
yeah,
whole story, everything around it's cool. Like if she just broke her leg, maybe not. But the fact that she tore her ACL and then she does the whole promo of her doing squats afterwards. She puts a brace
right,
on. She goes through training perfectly fine. Then like 10 seconds into her actual run, then I don't even
right.
know fully what happened. She just got completely fucked around and
It
snapped
got
her
clipped.
leg.
Yeah, it got clipped by the flag. But them airlifting her out, like, pretty awesome way to be NFL. We see on a stretcher,
Mm-hmm.
NBA wheelchair, but being airlifted out, that's pretty sick.
Like the only thing better, I do think a gold medal would have been better, but if she didn't win gold, that's not as good as this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I mean, it takes all the risk out of it, and then U.S. still won that event. She still got gold, so it's like
Yeah,
kind of passing of the torch. I know she doesn't think of it that way, but kind of is, which is kind of cool. But yeah, lots of stuff going on over there. We're about halfway through like medals getting handed out. Um, my house has been pretty much 24/7 Olympics, but I watch Olympics not different than everybody else, but like I think the most popular sport, at least among Americans, is probably hockey. Haven't watched a second of hockey. I think
nope.
Olympic hockey is bad, in my personal opinion, especially with the way it's set up. It's just blow out, blow out, blow out, blow out, and then there's two games that matter.
I did
Um,
see the bracket came out for hockey for, I
yep.
guess, the championship rounds or whatever you want to call it. What's the
Mhm.
point of the prelim? That just seeding purposes? Like, nobody got eliminated.
Teams got eliminated is just no team that matters.
Yeah,
So that's why it's like US or somebody had to play France, and it was like a
right.
6-0 blowout immediately. So
I saw
like France
Canada
had
won
one
10-2.
NHL player.
Yeah, Canada
It's
won 10-2 last night. Like, what's the point of even playing? I guess,
no.
but that and I when Team USA plays in basketball. Like, I love watching them annihilate Nigeria 137-40.
Yes, 100%. If you are a diehard hockey fan, for sure, and with this specifically, it's been maybe 8 years, maybe 12 years since we've had Olympic hockey. I think it might be 12. They didn't have it the last couple, so
I
it's a
I
cool thing that it's back too.
The last thing I remember about Olympic hockey was TJ Oshie going out and single handedly beating Russia by him, right? In
Yeah,
shootout. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. But like for people like Nate McKinnon, um, I think McDavid as well, like people like that, they've never like they're already past their prime, probably. Maybe that's
right.
not good to say. Maybe not for McDavid, but like McKinnon, and this is his first Olympics, I think. So yeah, if you are a diehard hockey fan, like that is your sport, then this is cool. Otherwise, it's not good viewing experience. Winter Olympics, I understand most people can't connect to the other sports, but like luge is awesome. Snowboarding and skiing, all of them pretty much for the most part are awesome. At least freestyle stuff because it's just trick and trick and trick, big air, stuff like that. Even some figure skating is kind of cool sometimes. There's a lot of good shit.
Is there a certain disconnect maybe for the average viewer on some of these sports that are like they're and I guess UFC and boxing are kind of this way, but it's based off judging as opposed to, winning.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's a disconnect or if it's just like it gives us something to complain about for sure, because that's one of the
Right.
scandals we'll talk about today. It's built for drama.
But
You
I
know what I
guess
mean?
yeah, and I guess now that I say that, like you can't right, this is not a strong argument, but there's kind of an argument in the NFL, right? That it can kind of come down to the umpire's decision. I guess baseball too, balls
Yeah.
and strikes.
It's not the issue is it's not supposed to, but it does.
Right.
With these
Right.
sports, it's supposed to. But yeah, you're completely right. UFC especially, we've seen it more and more where it's like, was the judge watching the same fight as I was? Because I don't
Right.
understand what's going on, or just big discrepancies among the judges. And we've seen that because in the Olympics, which is different, is there's predetermined countries judging.
Yeah.
It's not even like an independent
Yes.
party, which adds to the bias and drama and scandals and all of that more.
Is there a way to counteract that? Like, of course, like if you're gonna get a judge, it's gonna be from a country that's in the Olympics, you know?
I mean, the way to counteract it would be to like just find judges who know it from countries who didn't qualify, and you
Does that
can do
exist
that
though?
for winter for sure. For summer, maybe not. For winter, I mean, go to 95% of the countries in Africa. Go
I guess, yeah.
to Spain for a lot of them, stuff like that. So it depends. Obviously, Winter Olympics is dominated by like the Scandinavian countries, America, Italy, Russia,
All countries.
Japan. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think there's only around 2,300 athletes or so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and America had over 200 of them, and Italy had
Yep.
close to 200, I think. So, there is a way to combat it, but I think there's beauty in the way that it's not correctly set up, to be completely
Right.
honest. Like, I
And
don't
yeah, I
want
guess that
to come in and do a huge overhaul. That takes away.
right. I guess, yeah. I mean, especially when you're talking about the Olympics, it's something that's kind of been set in stone for, for how many years now, and it
Yeah.
hasn't changed that much.
I mean, this is a discussion for every sport. In my opinion, as someone who's fully not a fan of baseball, obviously,
Yeah.
right? I hate the idea of robotic umps. I understand
Yeah,
they
for
would be
sure.
more accurate, but isn't there's something to working the
Element.
umpire and stuff like that too.
Yeah, you need a human element in sports.
100%. 100%. And then you know what? If I disagree with it, then that gives me something to bitch about. And that's good too.
Right.
That's good for fandom.
Yeah, and I don't want to go on a baseball tangent here, but all the people that are like, we should get robot umps are also the people that go fucking nuts when managers get kicked out bitching at the umps. Like, that's one of the best parts of baseball.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. Like, what would they even do? You're just
Ri-
screaming to the sky at that point.
Yeah.
That's true. I haven't even thought about that element of it, actually. That's interesting. But the Olympics, like we said, there's huge human element. It's also the best athletes in the world. It's the highest competition of people against everybody else in the world. So with that, there's always just that little bit of edge is what you need to prevail. And that's why you get people bending the rules. You'll get people cheating. And that brings about a lot of the scandals we'll talk about today. A lot of them have to do with cheating. Some of them have to do with stuff outside of sport. And some of them are not necessarily scandals, but things that are just kind of crazy headlines from the Olympics so far.
Yeah. All
And
right. I'm in.
yeah, I assume you don't know a lot of these, which is good because I think having the outside perspective is fun with this. This first one happened before the Olympics started. It happened at last year's, I think, big air skiing world championship, but Norway got caught cheating. So Norway, what they did is they sewed extra material into the crotch of their pants. So then when you
Okay.
jump, it's just a flying squirrel effect, right? It catches the air more. It makes you go further. And they said they ran some science journal, did research and stuff. adding 1 centimeter of fabric can increase a jump by over 9 feet. So that's what we're talking about here, just a little bit. And they did that. They changed the rules now. The head coach for Norway got banned. The assistant coach for Norway got banned. I believe another assistant got banned. The athlete didn't get banned. I think they got like they had to wait like 3 months or something. They're in the Olympics, but
Sure.
that was the big scandal leading up to the Olympics where it's like, okay, these skiers are going to be cheating. They're doing everything they possibly can. And that's going to lead us into other stuff later.
So is this like a situation where I'm sure it's stated in the rules somewhere that, well, is this a situation like NASCAR, for instance, where like cars have to be certain qualifications on the engine, on the tires, and all that? Is that the same thing with all these Olympics, their uniforms, and like even like everything that's even involved in this sport? That everything's got to be to a certain quality?
It's yes, but it's to the individual athlete. So I'm making up the number for this, but like for ski jumping, for all the Olympic sports that have spandex suits or whatever,
Mhm.
they do like scans of your entire body, and then you're allowed like 2 centimeters of extra room or something. So it's pretty much skin tight.
Sure.
But yeah, it's to that. And then like for another one, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Like the length of the ski, I think probably the length of the snowboard, maybe that has to do with the athlete's weight as well. So everything is tested and then it's individually like curated to that specific athlete.
Interesting. So the interesting thing that comes from this is, right, and I get, you try to do everything you can to just get that extra centimeter of advantage, but that just
Mhm.
goes to show like how much a centimeter of advantage can do.
1 centimeter, 9 feet, which is ridiculous.
Right.
Like, so it makes sense that they're trying to bend the rules a little bit. And you would think, it sounds like it was malicious. I have no idea if it was or not. Must be, but like, how often is a centimeter of extra fabric going to get noticed, caught?
True.
Like, how long have they been doing this? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
much.
that's
But
interesting.
so that leads us. We have a bunch of skiing scandals so far. They're all trying to do the exact same thing, just in different ways, essentially. This next one is fully alleged. There is there's an investigation going on, but we have no names right now. But a newspaper over in Germany alleges that there are skiers in this Olympics that injected acid into their dick to make it bigger during the measurements for their ski suit, and then once they got to the Olympics, it shrunk back down to size. So there was extra room in their ski suit. Like we just talked about, instead of the extra centimeter of material, they just made their body bigger, supposedly by injecting acid into their dick and making it girthier. And then once they got there, it shrunk back down.
Is there a timetable on when they measure it to when they get there?
There must be, but it sounds like it must be a fair amount before.
Because I'm just thinking, no, that doesn't seem like it's like why can't you do like what Patty the Batty does and just get really super fat and then just burn it all off in a month?
That's something that happened with Americans like yesterday. That I think that it's on the list, but supposedly that's illegal too.
Sorry for eating cheeseburgers, man.
Yeah, or the reverse way too, by the way.
I get,
You could
yeah,
get skinnier. And we'll get to it, but it sounded like American women lost weight before getting to the Olympics and that was illegal. And I mean, I'm speaking as someone, I don't know how periods work. I just don't.
sure,
But I know weight can fluctuate and there must be
yeah.
wiggle room, but maybe not, I have
Well,
no clue.
yeah, that's got to be such an arbitrary way to like measure something because like any person on any day, their weight fluctuates.
Yeah.
Based on how much water they drink, how much they pee, how much they work out in a day. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I have no idea. Again, I think the theme for a lot of these things, and I've talked about it for years, and especially recently on this podcast, the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, is the worst group of people of all time. If you think
Sure.
like the people voting for the college football playoff, the college football playoff committee is bad, this is the worst committee I've ever seen in my life. They're bad at their everything of their job, every single part. So if you think something's like that clearly should be changed, you're right, and they just won't do it. So
Is there some grace in that? Is there some, slimmer of like, yeah, that's actually kind of fucking awesome that it's just the worst thing ever?
some many things, that's where I
Yeah.
land with, I think. Some of them,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, come on. But yeah, for this one, again, so this a newspaper in Germany, what I said, as descriptive as I was, is as descriptive as they published it. There
That's
are some,
awesome.
they didn't call anybody out. They just said there's some people doing this, and everyone's like, okay, who? Radio silence. So no clue if it's true. If so, they just said insider sources. So I don't know what's going on there. And there's an investigation going on. I only assume no one gets caught, but that is the craziest. It supposedly they're using the same stuff for like lip fillers and
Okay.
stuff like that. But my favorite part of the story is once that was announced, immediately Team USA was basically like, we didn't have to do it.
That's
Not us.
awesome. Yeah.
They didn't really lean into it as much as I wanted. They just mostly said they didn't do it, but they fully should have been like, yeah, a lot of countries have to do that, but not us. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome.
But that also brought another layer of the competitive advantage to my mind. Could we hire a fluffer during the days
Oh,
that we get
yeah.
measured?
Right. So if we're talking about like putting acid in your dick to make it bigger, what if you just have a boner while they're measuring?
That's what I'm saying. What if you can't help it? Everyone pop
Right.
a Viagra before you go in there. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Chad Johnson style.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Another skiing scandal. So this is the one I was alluding to. The ski length cheating. American Anika Belshaw and spoiler alert, any name I say, have 50% chance I say it wrong, does not matter. But Anika Belshaw was DQ'd, I think, yesterday for having a ski that was 1 centimeter too long. And that's because the ski length is in relation to their BMI, so
Okay.
body mass index. So it could be a violation of the rules if you lose weight during the competition. So I don't know. They didn't say like when they got measured. For skiing, it's different than the actual suits because the suits have to be made. So I feel like that has to be further ahead of time. Maybe skis were like weighed. Maybe they were weighed like once they got there and determined ski length. I'm not sure, but even still, 1 centimeter doesn't feel like a ton. And if she just lost weight, I don't know.
So
When I was in Europe, I should say, lost a lot of weight. You had to walk everywhere, and all their food was clean. So
yeah.
not our
Well,
fault.
hypothetically, so if it's based on BMI, hypothetically, if we have if Tony Saragusa is skiing,
Mhm.
like that feels like such an advantage because the skis are gonna be longer, right?
Massive, yeah, 100%.
Like why don't Tony Saragusa, like Preston from Jackass, like just these mammoths skiing for us?
I think it's something to check into.
Yeah.
Honestly, like why not? Yeah, I think for ski jumping, as long as you got good knees, I think good knees, good balance.
Right. Like Vince Wilfork feels like he'd be a monster at this.
Monster. If it's just BMI, so I think as just body fat, right? It's not just weight, or is that
Yeah.
weight as well?
No, I think it's the percentage of fat on your body or something compared to
Yeah.
the rest of your.
Yeah, I feel like Americans should have the advantage in this. We could breed athletes to have fat where it
Right.
matters, you know?
But even like someone who's like maybe not fat but in shape, like a Derek Lewis would be great at this.
True. That's true. That is true.
You know?
Derek Lewis, I mean, different. Now I can't think of his name. Tyson Fury is different, right? He's built very different, but he's like one of the best athletes in the world, and boy, is he not skinny.
Yeah, Nikola Jokic, same thing.
100%, 100%. I did see, just a side tangent. Jokic getting excited that Boogie was asking him a question at the press conference. Did you see that?
Yeah, oh
I've
yeah.
never seen Jokic smile before. It was great.
Right. Do you see the clip of someone asked Jokic if he's gonna cry when LeBron retires, and he said no, and looked like it was the most disgusted he's ever been in his innocent.
I did not see that. I love Jokic.
Yeah.
He's incredible. The media, I hate the media, but they should continue to poke him because he
For
only
sure.
gives gold.
Yep.
He's incredible. But yeah, so an American got DQ. I believe also, I might get this wrong, but I think she went through qualifying and then was DQ'd during the medal round, which is stupid.
Yeah, it's
That
another
happened
thing
for
where
at
it's
least
like,
one of the people on this list. I like check beforehand.
right, if you're gonna check, Right.
Yeah. And also, it's like between qualifying and medal round, at most, it's 2 days. They weren't doing anything in 2 days. It's just natural shit.
Yeah.
The last skiing scandal, 2 Korean cross-country skiers were banned for having a special kind of wax on the skis that's been banned already for 3 years. And prior to getting disqualified, though, these 2 skiers ranked 157th and 158th in the world standings. So wouldn't have mattered anyway, but
Yeah.
we kicked them out.
Yeah. I hate to keep comparing these other sports, but that feels like just like if you're a pitcher, you're just using foreign substances and you still suck.
Exactly. There is no
Yeah.
point. And supposedly, because you still put wax on the skis to do the exact same thing.
Right.
Supposedly, this substance was banned because it's bad for the earth, which is good. You know, it's fine to get it out, but I don't know why we DQ'd them.
What? So my question on that, if it's bad for the earth, what the fuck does it matter? We're on snow. The snow's going to go away anyways.
I think it's. Fair enough. Fair enough. And
You know?
also, I don't know. Like, it just. There's so many things where it's like, I don't think it's the athlete's fault. So why are we banning the athlete? Can it just
Right.
be like a take 5 points away from the country at
Well,
the end of
yeah.
the games?
Right. That's like taking NFL draft picks away from teams. It's like that doesn't really hurt the team. It hurts the guy trying to get drafted.
Yeah, it's stupid. Let's ruin their dream because
Right.
their coach told them to put this wax on their ski that did not help them. Clearly, they are terrible. So
That's got to be a pretty bad feeling, right? That you're cheating and you're still the worst in the world.
horrible.
Yeah.
Like 157th and 158th. I don't know how many there are, but it can't be very many more than that.
Right. That's got to be closer to the end than it is to the beginning.
Yeah, and they're right next to each other too. So whatever. Okay, next story. Not a scandal, really. It's just a funny story that came out, and that is that there is a condom shortage at
Yeah.
the Olympics.
This is a story every Olympics, right?
Usually the story is just how many they go through. This year, they ran out in 3 days.
Is this a problem? Like, why aren't we just creating superhumans?
100%. That's why it's like, you know
Yeah.
what? Supposedly they got more condoms in there now. Like 3 days they ran out. But like, there is a chance there is some incredible athletes conceived at the
Right.
Olympics this year. That's awesome.
Well, everyone, it's like, and I've been seeing some discourse on this. Like, people are shocked that go through that many condoms, whatever. But it's like
A lot.
these got some of the best looking people in the entire world together.
Yes. Yes. So, there were about 10,000 that were ripped through in 3 days. There's a total of 2,800 athletes in Italy for the games. To put it into perspective, during the Paris Olympics, there's 10,500 athletes, and they handed out about 300,000 condoms,
Wow.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
But also, we're in Italy, so it may not even be they may not even be hooking up with athletes. They may be just hooking up with casuals
True.
there. Like shit.
I can't imagine the wine there helps for this.
Want everything, man. Like, and there's 2 Olympic villages, so they're spread out across the country.
Oh,
They can
yeah.
recruit. There's a lot going on. Yesterday or today, we wrote a story in Flurry Sports about it. This was news that's already been happening for a week. Like I said, 3 days ran out. There's more condoms in there now. An 18-year-old American figure skater had an interesting little interview about it. Kind of. We're connecting dots. But they're talking to her like, how's it going so far? She hasn't competed yet. She's like, I'm having the time of my life in the Olympic Village. This is the best time. You can't make me go home. And everyone's like, ooh, wonder what she's doing. She's like, I've fulfilled my dreams already. Like, okay, cool.
What's the security on the Olympic Village?
It's got to be high. You would think. You'd hope.
Fly people out?
Probably. I don't know. I don't think you get paid for it, but I'm sure you could just meet up.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is just going back a few years, but the security wasn't great when Ryan Lochte went to that gas station.
Right. So I'm saying, like, I think the common folk can get in here.
I think so. And I mean, families come out. So I don't know, like, if your husband or your wife is there, do they stay with you in Olympic Village? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, but we need to know the final tallies because they were keeping up a great pace, and we need to check on that 18-year-old American figure skater.
Yeah.
because she was having a great time.
That reminds me, like the families being out. That reminds me of the NBA in the bubble. You remember this when it was
Yeah.
like Rook hit, a shot and he started talking shit and he was like talking shit to like Jimmy Butler's kids.
And there's an interesting connection here because Jimmy Butler was practicing dribbling with Aaron Andrews in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Just practicing his craft. Aaron Andrews is covering curling at the Olympics.
Oh, was it Aaron Andrews?
I always fucking do this. Rachel Nichols. I always throw Aaron Andrews under the bus. Rachel Nichols. Yeah. But she's there, I believe. Maybe I'm fully twisting the people up now, though. Maybe it's Aaron Andrews who's there.
No, Aaron Andrews was Fox, right? Fox isn't covering Olympics.
Correct. Rachel Nichols, I have no idea where she's at, though.
I would bet it's Rachel Nichols. And here, this is us talking out our ass, but I would bet it's Rachel Nichols, right? The NBA is out. She's an NBA person, and Peacock and NBC has NBA access now. So there's got to be some connection there.
Gotta be. Curling only makes sense. Why else would Rachel Nichols be covering sports? That makes sense.
Is curling a sport where, like, you're not right away, you're not going to do it, but if you and 3 of your buddies just like practice every day for 2 months, you could be in the Olympics?
I think you got a shot.
Yeah, like I mean, out of all the sports, that probably feels like it'd be the easiest to get into.
Probably, yes. I've been with like this team and stuff at the Duluth Curling Club, so I've seen like the best of the best, and I've seen them at their worst, and you can compete with them at their worst. So
yeah,
I think that means anyone can have their day. But I've tried it and I almost ripped my hamstring, so it's hard.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's an easy thing to do, but I feel like out of every Olympic sport ever, that would be the one that you could probably get into.
Yeah, I can't think of another one that would be close to as easy.
Right.
I mean, maybe equestrian. I don't even know what they do. I don't know what that is. It's they're riding on horses doing something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe biathlon. I've seen some hunters in Wisconsin who I feel like just practice skiing a little bit, you're gonna nail
it. What's his YouTube channel? Outdoor Boys. That guy I guarantee he can ski and shoot. Like he's an Olympic athlete.
Any shooting sports, like Summer Olympics too, some of those shooting ones, you can get into it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But the actual ones that is not, I don't know, I almost consider shooting sports mental. They're not really physical sports.
It's like golf.
Right. Yeah, because there's at least some physical with golf, but
precision and yeah, right.
Yeah. Next scandal, more so story. So there was a Norwegian biathlon athlete named Sturla Holm Lagerud. He won a bronze medal for biathlon, and he gave a pretty emotional interview afterwards. Did you hear anything about this?
No.
This was fantastic. It happened early. So in his interview, after winning bronze, he said, "There's someone I wanted to share it with who may not be watching today. 6 months ago, I met the love of my life, the most beautiful and kindest person in the world. 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake and I cheated on her." And he announced it. He called her the gold medal of his life. And she came out and gave an interview and just basically said, "I want nothing to do with him. It's been tough." He's been looking fully depressed the entire time there. It's been kind of funny just because he's won 3 medals now. He keeps winning, and he is not having a good time.
And you know what sucks? That it's probably just killing him. Is he's preparing this speech. He's preparing, I'm going to win a medal. I'm going to win her back, and just immediately denied.
He's called it, I think more than once, called it the worst week of his life. And he's just winning medals at the Olympics. He is not having a good time. It's like, oh geez, maybe take the gun away from him. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, like he's got to be getting fried by her group chat.
Oh yeah. I mean, by everyone, I only assume Norwegian media, because in my mind, it's like he is the story in Norway right now.
Yeah,
it's probably true.
Yeah,
they're just grilling him every second they get.
Rightfully so. That's a crazy thing to do.
Yes, it is. He's won. I think he's still competing, so he's won 3 medals. Hopefully, something happens and something changes. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm all for people loving each other and being in relationships and marriage and all that, but some problems you don't need to announce to the world.
No, it was a big gesture, but boy, like
Right.
that's it. That's all you are for the rest of your life too. Remember that guy who
Correct.
confessed he cheated on this girl that at the moment they were dating for 3 months. He said 6 months ago I met the woman in my life, right? 6 months ago I met the love of my life. And then 3 months ago I cheated on her. So maybe they started dating day 1, but he's known her for 6 months. Move on, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like, yeah, I agree.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. You're at the Olympics.
And I guess
Like,
that
find
favors
somebody.
that favors her response. Like if it's only been 6 months, like what the fuck does she care?
100%. Yeah, she's gone. She's moving on.
Right.
It's cool that you won Olympic medals, but that's it. We're good.
Yeah.
Next, this is a scandal I'm creating. That's Chloe Kim got silver. And this was the biggest crock of shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So Chloe Kim is a fucking madman. She's so damn good. Myles Garrett was there too, by the way, taking pictures
Yep.
of her. They look hilarious together. She in qualifying, she's competing with a torn labrum, by the way. She destroyed her shoulder leading up to the Olympics and hadn't been able to
Badass.
practice like a full month leading up
Yep.
to the Olympics. In qualifying, she killed everybody. She had like 5, 6, 7 points more than everybody, like out of 100, just destroyed. Get to the medal round. She did the same thing. She just destroyed in her very first run. It was not close the entire time. And then there's this South Korean girl. She crashed her first run. She crashed her second run. Her third run, she finally put the tricks down on half pipe. And even the commentators were saying, I'm just happy she put a run down. That's good. She's not going to compete for bronze. It's not that good enough of a run, but good for her. She can build off of this. And then they gave her a score better than Chloe Kim. And the announcer's like, I'm going to have to watch it back. I missed something, clearly. There's no rhyme or reason that she got a medal higher than Chloe Kim, other than Chloe Kim's going for history. She would have won 3 straight gold medals. No one's ever done that.
Yeah.
And they just wanted her to feel pressure because she had a run left. So they were thinking she was going to outdo it, in my mind. Like they were just trying to make this exciting because it wasn't exciting because she just crushed everybody. But then she didn't land her last trick. So she got silver, and then this girl who had a terrible run got a gold medal. It was stupid.
That's interesting because it makes sense, right? You put pressure on to get views up. Like you get a huge name like Chloe Kim. Like nobody knows any snowboarders except for Chloe Kim, right? The average viewer. So
Right.
you needs a great run. Everyone's going to tune in on it. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just some home cooking going on there, like just trying to make it a wrestling storyline essentially. Like let's just pull some strings, and then no matter what Chloe Kim pulls off, it's going to be better than this chick, so we'll just up her score.
Yeah. You know what else I did see with Chloe Kim? The theory going, or not a theory, but just a point of viewing is right. Single, I don't know, not if she was single or not, but not dating Myles Garrett gold, not dating Myles Garrett gold. As soon as she gets associated with the Cleveland Browns silver.
Very fair.
Yeah.
That is very fair. I mean, it did cross my mind while he was there. Like this dude's never won a thing in his life.
Right.
He's there taking pictures of her, and it killed me because she's, I think, in the middle of her run, like between runs. He had this big like professional camera taking pictures of her. She took the camera and he was posing with other people. She's taking pictures of him. I'm like, go away, dude. Like, get out of here.
Agreed 100%. But that just shows you how big the NFL is, man.
Yeah, for sure. But it was like, I think maybe with her parents, he was taking pictures, and
yeah,
it was just weird. Like, Chloe, go up the mountain, please. Like, concentrate.
Side note, and I ask this every time there's world competitions. Like, I don't understand how tackle football is not the biggest sport in the entire world, how it's not every country's #1 sport.
I think they just can't do it.
Even still, like, how do you watch the NFL and like, why don't we try that out? That looks pretty fun, and it's incredibly fun.
Yeah, I completely agree. Maybe it's a money thing, but even still, like, you can do it on dirt. I don't think it matters. Like,
I mean, the NFL thought of no pads on dirt in the 1912 or whenever they started.
I think they're hoping flag football becomes a international thing. and maybe that
I
leads
hope
them
not.
into it.
Well, if they leads it into tackle football, I'm for it. But I mean, you know my thoughts on flag football.
Yeah, I hate it. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good at all. But judges, I mean, we talked about it earlier. So like a lot of the sports in the Winter Olympics are, it's not necessarily an objective point system. It's graded. It's judges saying what the score is. And that's going to lead into somebody else a little bit later. I think America's getting screwed in this Olympics. I think everybody hates us, rightfully so.
For sure.
But I think everything's fucking rigged against us right now, and I'm not liking it. But we'll get to that in a little bit because we're back to cheating here. And there's been some cheating in curling. Have you heard about this?
Probably not.
Okay, so Canada's cheating, and that makes it better. They're national sports. So Canadian curler Mark Kennedy told Swedish curler Oscar Eriksson to fuck off after he got accused of cheating. It was during the broadcast. They didn't censor it. He was just telling him to fuck off the entire time.
Pretty sweet.
He was the Swedish guy was chirping at him the entire time. It was really entertaining. It was good.
Yep.
But multiple times, Kennedy would release the stone, and then before it crosses the line, he would touch it with his finger. So he'd do another nudge.
Okay.
And that's illegal. You can't double touch.
Sure.
So he was getting called out for it by the Sweden guy multiple times. And then finally, Sweden, you get a timeout. So they called a timeout just to talk to the judge and be like, are you kidding me? Like, are you seeing what we're seeing? And the judge essentially said, you can touch it multiple times. They weren't really sure what was going on. Kennedy, the Canadian guy, fully denied he's ever done it. Said to stop chirping him. Also said to fuck off a few more times.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the Canadian guy instantly lost his mind, by the way. He was like...
rightfully so.
Screaming like, I have never cheated. Like, it was insane. And then after all of this yelling and stuff, and the Swedish guy was like, I'll show you the video afterwards. Like, you're cheating.
Mm-hmm.
The Canadian guy says, you know what? You're cheating. You've double touched. And he turned it on him, which was an insane thing to do. Like, no, I'm not. And then the judge said they just could not tell if it was illegal or not. Afterwards, they interviewed the Canadian guy. He said he might have been upset that he was losing. He might be upset that they're 0-2, grasping for straws. I just told him again, I said, I have a ton of respect for him as a player. I don't know what he's trying to get out of it. And yeah, onward. But I'm not going to stand there and take cheating lightly. So I do have a video here so you can see it. I think you'll be able to see. Okay, so let's check out this one. You can see this, right?
Yep.
Who's doing it?
Feels almost passive-aggressive.
Who?
Edited video because Olympics
I haven't done it once.
really screw you over. But yeah, you can see
I haven't done it once.
You fucking liar.
I'll show you a video after the game.
I am smack dab in the
double
middle of
touching
a
it.
good old-fashioned cat fight.
How about you walking around on my peel on the last day and dancing around the house here? How about that?
Fuck Canada. Alright, fuck you, buddy.
Come on, Oscar, just fuck
Want me to
off.
show you a video?
I don't give a shit.
You
They
don't
were
know
standing
that?
here, they didn't call it.
Yeah, so yeah, he's setting up. I've never done it. Multiple angles and videos of him doing it. So that was what happened. And then the curling committee, whatever you want to call it, the World Curling Committee basically came out and said, like, yeah, that's illegal. You can't do that. The next night after this, Canadian women were competing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got in trouble again. So
Okay.
the Canadian woman now double touched and she lost her mind. She said her stone got completely removed. So the judges actually acted after the throw. They took it away, said doesn't count because you double touched. She was throwing a fit. She said 0% chance I've touched it. I've never done that. The replay clearly shows it. Again, I think we can see it here.
Okay, I like it. Clean it.
Can't really see from that angle, but yeah.
Another angle?
She's freaking out.
I've never done it in my life.
No, there's nothing.
You can see your finger as it comes off.
Yeah. Okay. So men's team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whatever. Same thing. So same exact thing. They finally are acting on it, and then they had to release a statement about what's illegal, what's legal, yada yada yada. But in Canada, at least then, Canadian women lost that game, and they've lost, I think, 3 in a row. They're terrible. They're really bad. But Canada's down bad right now because they keep cheating in curling, and that was like their identity coming into this Olympics, which it's great to see Canada get kicked in the nuts a little bit.
Agreed. So I have a couple thoughts on this.
Okay.
The first one is from the it was the Swedish guy who accused him of cheating.
Swedish guy accused Canada
of cheating. He's probably in the right? This is something you train for. You want everything to be fair. I'm fine with that. My second thought is looking at that. How much of that alleged second touch does that really help Canada?
I have no idea.
And
it
then
doesn't seem like much, but it must do something.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, stabilizes it or gets it online or something. But it feels like that's like he touched it for maybe half a second.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like nudging it forward more so as like helping the spin, maybe.
Oh, maybe it's spinning too fast and just a little bit of drag on it. So I don't know.
I don't know either.
My third thought on this is, incredible way to argue is to, you argue back by just saying nonsense or saying something that you really can't argue back against, right? By saying someone called you cheater, like, you know what, you're cheating. I saw a video I saw a video this weekend of it was 2 guys debating the top 5 point guards of all time. They're at a bar, they're drinking, you could tell that they had a couple drinks. And the one guy goes, I think Chauncey Billups is the top 5 point guard of all time. And the other guy just lost his mind. Like, what do you mean, Chauncey Billups? And the guy who said Chauncey Billups is the top 5 point guard, he goes, you weren't there, man. You don't get it. And that's an incredible response to it.
That's true. Like, what are you supposed to say? No, I do get it. You can't argue, and you'll never convince that guy of anything else then. Like, no. Like, you are just out of your league. You're out of your element right now. You're a fish out of water. You didn't witness it. That's how I feel every time. And I believe Michael Jordan's better than LeBron, by the way.
Yeah.
But whenever, like, fully, not even close. But if there's someone who's a diehard MJ fan, I love to poke them because that's their go-to immediately. Like, you weren't alive during the prime. You don't know what happened. Like, I've heard, I think it was my uncle was like, I would be at a bar, the Bulls were down by 20, and I would just bet all my money on the Bulls, like, to everybody there, like, guaranteed they're going to come back and win because of MJ, and they do it every time. Like, it's just some godly figure. But yeah, 100%.
I had this conversation, and I don't want to go off Olympics here, but I had this conversation with my dad. It must have been this weekend or before. I was watching Julius Erving highlights before. My dad's a big basketball fan, been his whole life. And watching Julius Erving highlights, it's like, I'm like, this guy's pretty good. Like, these highlights are awesome. And my dad goes, he wasn't that good. I'm like, what do you mean? Didn't you watch? I'm watching these highlights because, I saw it. I lived through it. He wasn't that good. I'm like, I guess you got me there. I was not alive for Julius Erving.
Yeah, I don't know, I guess. I read he was good. He's got a cool nickname. He's got that
sweet afro.
Yeah. The doctor's in town for sure. Okay. Next scandal's a little more serious, and it highlights the just ridiculousness of the Olympic Committee in my mind. So, have you heard anything about the Ukrainian disqualification?
No.
Great. So, Ukraine notably in a big war with Russia.
Yep.
Russia notably banned from the Olympics because of said war. So,
makes sense.
Ukrainian skeleton athlete got disqualified from Olympic competition after he refused to change his helmet. In the helmet that is being called the helmet of memory, he designed his helmet, which you can do. You can design a helmet, by the way. There's people who have like comic book things on there. He designed his helmet of pictures of his murdered friends and athletes by Russia. And
okay. I get the idea. I get what he's doing.
Right. So there's pictures of his friends, previous athletes, I guess, that were murdered during the war.
Like designing your helmet. It's like hockey players used to do that. Like goalies used to design their own. Or I don't know if they did it, but someone designed their masks.
Right. And there's like a US one who has like the Venom superhero.
Yeah, helmet. I guess that's even like NFL players with cleats and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. But the Ukrainian person was the one who was banned.
Right. That's crazy.
It's crazy. The IOC representative said, provide a reason. Said the athlete needs to provide a reasonable balance between athletes' interests and express their views, and the athlete's interest to receive undivided attention here for their sporting performance on the field of play is the reason they were disqualified. So essentially, how I'm interpreting that is they were making it too much about them.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, so,
Yeah.
like, because the helmet doesn't, in the long run, it doesn't. I mean, how much it doesn't help him it doesn't give him any sort of advantage.
That's not the reason why they're disqualified. No.
Right.
No competitive advantage just because it was taking away from the sport.
Now, if this guy, hypothetically, he goes out there just wearing tighty whities, right? No gear, nothing. Like, that's like a similar argument, right? Where, you're making a spectacle out of yourself. Guarantee he's not banned because the Russians have the advantage.
Yeah, 100%. There's some crazy ass helmets that people had, and they looked really cool, but
Yeah.
I guess it's artistic expression, and this one is not artistic expression.
Well,
it's because it's a political statement.
Yeah, sure. But like, I like the idea of artistic expression. Like, you're out there, do it or whatever the fuck you want. Make it look cool. But I guess when you think about Russia, like that is like when you think of the color gray, you think of Russia.
Yes, 100%. So I don't know. The person appealed it, and the IOC offered.
Why does Russia get to make this ruling?
Russia doesn't make the ruling. Russia's banned, but they have independent.
I guess what
the IOC made the ruling.
Yeah, but I guess why do they get the authority to make this ruling?
I think you're confused. Russia's not. Russia's not making a ruling.
No.
So why does the IOC?
Right. Why does the IOC? Why can they say this guy should be banned and he's banned? Shouldn't the overhead committee make the ruling?
That is the overhead committee.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
The IOC. Yeah. So they did that. They appealed it, and then the IOC went to them and said, if you want to compete, you can wear a black armband and a plain helmet during competition, and then afterwards you can just hold your helmet. And the athlete refused. So at that point, I was kind of like, they kind of gave you an opportunity to still showcase it.
Right. But I get why he refused. That's
for
more...
sure. It made more of a political statement to refuse it as well.
So, but that guy's defense should be, well, then if I'm doing this, everyone else should have to wear a white helmet and a black wristband.
Probably, yeah. Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the arguments in favor of the Ukrainian athlete, which I fully get,
for sure.
Russian athletes are not competing under their own flag there. They're competing as the independent or whatever. After their run, they can grab a Russian flag, I believe, and have it around them.
Sure.
Or they can represent Russia in their own way. My argument to that is the committee is not banning anybody for any political expression off competition.
I guess, yeah.
Because if they designed their helmet in a Russian flag, I bet they would have been disqualified.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's and I don't want to act like I know Eastern European politics here, but
right.
Like I get the idea of, you do the murdered helmets. I get why Russia's pissed about that.
Yeah. I think whatever, he shouldn't have been disqualified. My biggest issue is like the reason they gave for disqualification, which is just like,
sure,
they're making it too much about him, which is stupid. Shut up.
Right. Yeah.
Like that.
Yep. Agreed. And I want on record that I don't agree with Russia on this. I never agree with Russia on anything.
No, Russia sucks.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I guess, I mean, yeah, those types of countries. So there's another IOC controversy right now. The IOC is selling a lot of merch of former Olympic Games. That's the biggest thing they're selling right now, it seems like. So it's like t-shirts with like the 2000 Olympic Games, the 96 Olympic Games, stuff like that. They came under a bit of heat for selling the shirts for the 1936 Olympic Games. And these ones notably were the ones in Berlin under Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very clearly a Nazi propaganda shirt
Yeah.
in my mind. So people were a little upset about that. Many felt it was bad taste to sell that, especially after disqualifying a Ukrainian helmet for just honoring murdered people in a political
Yeah.
war.
Hypocritical.
Yeah, hypocritical. And then so the IOC said we acknowledge we of course acknowledge the historical issues with Nazi propaganda related to the Berlin 1936 Olympics, but we also must remember that the games in Berlin saw 4,483 athletes from 49 countries compete in 149 events. So that was their reason for why they sold it.
What does that mean?
It's more than just Adolf Hitler there.
That's crazy. Side note on this.
Yeah.
Like I feel like what kind of goes like when we talk about, American sports, like coolest thing, like Miracle on Ice is by far, right? That's a uniting thing. Dream Team's pretty cool, right? The first time NBA players could play. Jesse Owens winning in front of Hitler as an African American man is incredible.
Yeah, just the quotes from Hitler too. Like, what is this? They have animals running for them,
Right.
It's like, yeah, brother, we're setting the tone.
Damn
Get ready
right.
for the next 100 years
Yeah.
for sure. That's one of that's the story they went on to reference, by the way, for the games, of course.
Yeah.
But stupid. By the way, that T-shirt was selling for $47, and it sold out. So
Wild.
like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of
Again,
things
I
wrong
don't-
with the story.
Yeah, again, I don't want to say that I'm well versed in European politics, but fucking crazy.
Yeah, and if you wanted to see the shirt that sold out, it was this one. So like, yeah, have fun wearing that out. Like, why do you want this? Whatever. Okay. So I believe that brings us to the final controversy, and this one's a doozy. Because it combines just weirdness of happenings with French athletes, with America getting screwed, with the whole judging aspect we already talked about. So let's start with, and this is a story Trevor wrote up, the biggest villains of the Olympic Games, and these figure skaters were in it. So, and this is before this controversy. So let's start with figure skaters for France, Laurence Fournier Boudre, and Guillaume Cizeron.
Okay.
Said both of them wrong. So Lawrence is the girl. She previously skated for Canada and Denmark. She very quickly got her France citizenship in order to compete for France this year. I already hate that. That feels like transfer portal bullshit.
That's Joel Embiid playing for United States in the last Olympics.
100%, except for she's on her third. But so she previously skated for them. She quickly got her French citizenship so she could skate with this guy. This decision came after her former skating partner and her boyfriend, one and the same person, getting serious here, allegedly raped her, and they no longer play together. A lot of crazy shit happened there.
Yep.
So they're no longer partners. She leaves Canada, whatever. The guy she grouped up with, Cizeron, parted from his former partner, who went on to trash him, saying he's extremely controlling, he's demanding, just not a good dude. And they paired up seemingly just so they could win. She doesn't seem French. I don't know what's going on, but whatever. They were among the favorites to win gold heading into this Olympics. So they're a controversial pair who are good, essentially.
Okay.
So now figure skating is, we've talked about how the judging sports in the Olympics is flawed. It's weird. Figure skating in general is always considered to be extremely flawed for this reason. Seems like there's a lot of bias going on, and there's always controversy. The U.S. has a duo, last names Chalk and Bates. They're awesome. They're very, very good. They put together a really good performance, a damn near perfect performance, and they ended up losing the gold to Baudre and Cizeron by 1.43 points. So very, very slim margin.
Okay, which I'm going to assume is very minuscule.
Very, very. So very slim margin. And it seems like there's a little bit of home cooking involved because there was a French judge on the judging panel, Jezebel Dubois. And Jezebel scored chalk and baits well below the average of the other judges, like way lower, and then scored the French team way above the average of everybody else. So already that feels very not okay.
Is the like, assuming that, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna give these French people because I'm French. That's got to be for. Is it like nationality, your national pride, or you think they're getting like paid under the table?
Maybe both.
Yeah.
In my mind, it was just national pride, just because I hate France. So like, it feels like something the French people would do. But shit, who knows? Because like, if they are huge and could be endorsement deals, and
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
who knows truly. But the margin was so large between how that person scored. That person scored them like 8 points higher than the American duo. The margin supposedly was so large that if her score was completely removed from competition, if they did not judge, then Chalk and Bates would have won gold. So very clearly, this one judge completely changed everything. This rocked the skating world, apparently, and there's been an appeal and a petition for changing the scores. People, like, not just America, people are like, this is completely wrong. This is complete bullshit. There's like over 15,000 signatures last I checked on this judging. So then the IOC had to release another statement, as they like to do, and they doubled down that it was the correct scoring, saying that everyone scores in their own way. There's always differences in scores, yada, yada, yada. But it was much like the Chloe Kim one, except for this one's more extreme, I think. It's like, it feels like people just hate America right now.
Sure, and I would understand why.
Right.
But in a situation like this, how do you retroactively change something?
There has been instances, actually, with France in the past where I believe this is how the story goes. There was a French judge who felt bullied into giving Russia a good score. And then afterwards, after the judging said that, like, I felt like I had to give them a good score, or because I was getting threatened. And they ended up giving both pairs or both skaters a gold. So they retroactively gave them both a gold. This was a long time ago, I think.
Yeah.
So I think there's precedent, but that was for different reasons, I guess. And everyone knows Russia's Russia, right? So everyone believed them, I assume.
For sure. I've never heard anything more believable than what that judge did.
Right. Yeah. So this one is just like, I don't know. I mean, it goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of the show. We know this French duo is possibly going to win.
Right.
I feel like we shouldn't have a French judge. There was no American judge, I don't think.
And I guess that's the point that I was trying to make at the beginning of the show. Like, if you're going to do judges, it can't be from any country that's competing.
You would think. There has to be a way to do it. I don't know. Because that seems... I assume all of their judging in the past and the future now is going to be under a microscope.
I mean, it has to be. If we want to consider this a quality, fair competition.
Yeah, because, I mean, it wasn't just that they judged French better than average. It's like they judged the team that clearly was in first place and was going to win way lower by the exact mathematical amount, essentially, to give France the win.
Yeah, it feels like more than coincidence on that. Is there...
Yeah.
I don't want, without changing the sport, is there a way to take judges out of this? Probably not, right?
Probably not. I don't know. Other than what's weird about figure skating is they submit exactly what they're going to do beforehand. So the judges know specifically every trick that's coming.
Okay.
So I guess if you could give a specific point scale, I think this is what they do. I don't know it good enough, but I think there's a specific point scale you can get for these tricks, and it's just how good you land them.
Sure.
But maybe if you could make that more objective, I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess as I'm saying this, taking judge out of it, I think that kind of goes against what we said before, where like sports need to have human element in it.
Right. I hate that this happened to America, but if this was France and Italy, anybody else,
Be laughing my ass off.
Yeah, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why it's like, I don't think this should be removed. I think there was for sure something, there's some home cooking going on. I think
gotta be.
there's some nefarious activity, but that's the Olympics. This is the most flawed sporting event in the world, and I love it for that reason. Trevor
Yeah,
says
I
the
guess.
French have to cheat because they can't win shit on merit. That's true. But you
Right.
know what? We know this going in, though. French are going to cheat.
Is this a nod to the United States where it's like we're so much better than every single country in the world that the world has to team up to beat us?
In my mind, yes. But we need to win a Winter Olympics then.
Correct.
We're not doing that. And not just that. Like this Olympics, I truly thought we were going to win it all. And there's still half of the medals to be handed out, essentially. We keep choking. Like the quad god, do you know him, that figure skater we got? He choked. And I've already been vocal by saying we need to remove every endorsement he's got. Because he can't be, or give up the nickname. You don't get the nickname until you win.
Right. The quad. I know that because I made that connection to AJ Dillon, and that kind of soured me on the guy a little bit. But I'm like, it's American for him.
Yeah. And then there's more bad news, I would say, with France and the Olympics. The next Winter Olympics is in France. So I feel like that is going to be a disaster. It's just going to be cheating left and right. It's going to be fully set up for them.
You know how Dana White did Fight Island?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we just Olympic Island?
That would be rad because like you look at every place that hosts the Olympics and there's always those abandoned buildings and shit. Like even Italy has abandoned shit from last Olympics that they aren't using for this Olympics. I like that. I like that idea. If it's just one island, fuck. Epstein's Island's not getting used. Let's just use that one.
Like islands, there's tons of islands that have different climates based on, they have mountains or beaches or everything. Like Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics should all just be on Olympic Island.
I figured it out. So in America, we'll take it. We got this. So we'll just seize Epstein Island. That's ours. And that's for Summer Olympics. We've already been in talks for Greenland. We'll take it. And everyone will pitch in a couple bucks. It'll be publicly owned worldwide, and that'll be the Winter Olympics Island.
Yeah.
Who says no?
I wouldn't.
Seems great to me.
Yep.
No one's going to disturb it. We'll just keep it there. No one goes there except for every 4 years. That seems great.
Yeah. It feels like a neutral site.
And that would be rad too, by the way.
It's like it's like Hawaii, right? With they used to have the Pro Bowl there, neutral site. Not that the Pro Bowl is, but like neutral site.
Yeah, we got a lot of islands that we're not doing shit with them. By the way,
that's what I'm saying.
Even if we just hosted it, let's just take everything, all the people out of the Caribbean, and each island can be a different sport too. We could do that. Basketball is on, Cuba, and then we got like everything's different there. That'd be great.
Well, yeah, it's like there's no chance that every single island in the entire world has been discovered. Go find a new island.
Bingo. I fully agree. We're forming new islands every time a volcano goes out.
Dubai just like makes cities on islands. Not Dubai, UAE.
That's what we're trying to do. Honestly, they would be the country probably to host the Olympics.
Right. Well,
that's what UFC does.
Yeah, I guess. That would be the World Cup was there? No, that was in Qatar. That was like there was like 115 degrees. Crazy.
Yeah. That was one of those situations where we head into the event thinking it was a bad idea and we left unchanged.
Yeah.
And that rarely happens. Usually it's like, wasn't that bad. That one wasn't great. Not the best time. What else did Trevor say here? Why don't we just remove the judges from teams involved from voting? Yeah, that's what we were trying to say.
Right.
Basically.
That's the most obvious point.
Winter Olympics is so much easier to do that than summer, but we for sure should do that. You can never win an Olympics when half the sports are dumb sports entered in just so Norway can win medal. Norway needs something though. Like I feel like Norway is that how do I phrase this? That's not fully. Norway's the person you're afraid is going to shoot up the school. We just need to like give them a bone and keep them sane. Give them the gold star, make them feel good, and then it's like we'll talk to you in 4 years, bud. We don't need to keep inviting them to stuff, but they
Chris
need
Paul.
they need Winter Olympics more than we need Winter Olympics.
Yeah, it's Chris Paul.
It is Chris Paul for sure. Chris Paul is a Raptor legend, by the way.
Yeah, shout out.
I want no one to refer to him as anything other than any other
Right.
team. He is a Toronto legend. But those are all the scandals so far. There's a lot going on. It's been a week, basically.
It's an interesting idea, right? When you get all these people together with so many hands in the pot, there's going to be some scandals like this when you're trying to be the top of their game. It's interesting. Like, do we really hear? I guess every now and then we hear about a cheating scandal, and hear him talking about American sports. Like the Houston Astros had the cheating scandal. I guess Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. But I feel like that should be more pronounced in. I guess it probably is with steroids and all this stuff. Just trying to think, like. Feels like every single championship there should be cheating scandals.
There should be if they're trying hard enough, for sure.
Right.
And if you certain countries, by the way, it's more like accepted. Like China, it's like if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Like that old saying is how they live their life. Like whether it be video games or anything, they're just doing it's win by any means necessary. And we need more people with that mindset. We should. In America, we don't need other countries doing this. We should form like a cheating committee. And
right.
You just read the rules, know the rules. Bill Belichick's going to head it up. He doesn't need to coach North Carolina anymore. Let him out of there.
Yeah, right.
And we're going to find new ways to cheat.
Yeah.
And then the IOC will be like, I don't know. Like they did with the trans boxer last time. They kept going back and forth on what the fuck to do with that. IOC is going to fold under the pressure. We just need to cheat and then let them make a decision.
Yeah, or you just cheat. You cheat so much and don't get caught doing it that it becomes like a rule, right? It's like college sports where every single major college was paying players, and all of a sudden it just NIL, and now that nobody even thinks about like Saban paying, Derrick Henry.
Nope. Yeah.
Saban paying Najee Harris that everybody on earth knows about.
He gets very angry when anyone even
I don't blame him.
Hints at it. No, I guess, but like, I don't know. He can admit it now, can't he?
Probably.
It's not like he's going to go back in.
Right. I feel like he's still got enough of a legacy where it's like, he's on game day. People love Saban.
Yeah. You're probably right. In my mind, I wouldn't. It's so widely accepted that people wouldn't dislike him for it, but maybe it's different from like Alabama. Like maybe Alabama would think of him differently, because I feel like everyone there still feels like he is clean.
Saban,
clean.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody closer to God in Alabama than Saban. But I don't know. I feel like if it happens, like people are going to be disappointed, but like 7 championships.
Yeah. Sorry, should we give them back? Like, what do you want me to do?
Right.
And now nothing matters. I mean, Reggie Bush has his Heisman. They're not going to take away more trophies from people. Can't.
Right. I mean, it's like Michigan Fab 5. Yeah, they're paying players, but that was a really cool fucking team to watch. And they goddamn it, they won the championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. They did more for the sport by doing that.
It's steroids in baseball.
100%. If they didn't have that steroids era, baseball would not be where it is today.
Right.
They would be screwed 100%. That's what NBA needs.
They got to figure something out with it.
Just completely change it. Change something. Let there be steroids. Let there be every drug in the book. 3 quarters, not 4. I don't know. Do something. Go to halves. Why not?
I liked halves. I played halves in high school. I liked halves. I played quarters in high school. I played halves growing up. I liked halves a lot. I mean, college basketball's halves. Halves are awesome.
I just don't understand why men and women's different.
Yeah.
I don't know the reason for it. And I don't know why we go from, because high school is still quarters, right? For men?
Yeah, it was when I played. Yes, it is.
Quarters to halves to quarters again.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Like, I don't know.
There's something about in basketball in quarters, like you score 20 points in the quarter is a lot. Like you score 18 points in a quarter, and you're like, no, that's not really a lot. But when you do it to halves, that's like 36 points in a half. It's not a horrible thing. You end the game with 72 to 75 points. That's a pretty good game.
For sure. And I've seen a lot of basketball games. From Elk Mountain. I've seen a lot of single digit quarters too.
Oh, yeah.
Then you get to the end of the game, it's like 24-28. Not bad. Was that a
Right.
football game or a basketball game?
Yeah.
Hard fought.
Yeah, sure.
Brady Bunch.
Into basketball.
100%. NBA All-Star just happened. Any hot takes from All-Star?
Well, I feel like NBA All-Star at this point, it's like people don't watch it, and I get why people don't watch it. I've always been a staunch supporter of All-Star games in all sports. I don't know. I like seeing the best players come together and play and, mess around with each other and stuff. But I feel
Sure.
like the popular thing now is people just hate on the All-Star stuff without even watching it, right?
100%.
And maybe there's some truth to it. But my thoughts on this week were I thought this was a great All-Star weekend. Like the issue that the NBA has with the All-Star weekend is the flagship event of it is a slam dunk contest, right? That's where he shows the athleticism, the creativity, and everything. I mean, we saw Mac McClung do it, and I love Mac McClung. I've been watching him since I was 5 years old. Not that long, but you get my point. But I think at this point in the slam dunk contest, every single conceivable dunk has been done. So how does something up? And I understand because like the dunks that they did. I don't know if you watched the dunk contest, but some of the
I
dunks
just saw the last one.
are incredible athletic feats. Just
Sure.
instinct to, even to just do a windmill dunk. Like Jackson Hayes is getting shit on because he did a one-handed, wasn't quite a tomahawk from like 2 steps within the free throw line. Awesome dunk, but in the scope of a dunk contest, horrible dunk, which understandable. But 3-point competition is an incredible event. It's an incredible event every year. Damian Lillard coming off a torn Achilles, winning it was awesome. Damian Lillard's top 5 player, favorite player of all time for me. So I was in on that. And Devin Booker, who not a Devin Booker fan, choking it at the end. He did a 1 shot out of the last 4 to win. Or out of the last 3, missed all 3. They brought back. You remember back in the day when they would do the NBA player and then the WNBA player and like the legend?
Yeah, I love that.
They did a variation of that with 2. They did two current NBA players and I guess it would be an all-time kind of guy, someone an old guy involved with the NBA, which was fun. It wasn't it didn't capture the nostalgia of what it was, but it was the right direction. They didn't do the skills competition, which kind of sucks because that feels like it's that's always a great appetizer to when you get into it. Also they did the 3-point competition first, which is weird.
That is weird.
And they did it at 4 p.m., which probably they didn't, Olympic stuff, and I imagine it goes back to 7 next year. So I thought it was fine. The 3-point competition is awesome. The dunk contest, it is what it is. And then the All-Star game. The All-Star game is very fun. Like I hate the World versus USA format. Just go back to East versus West. But this worked this year because Victor Wembanyama just went fucking ballistic and was trying to single-handedly win. And then United States comes in and just stomps them, which was not stomps them, but they lost and Victor Wembanyama was like almost crying and everything. That was pretty funny. And then the old guys came in and played awesome. Kawhi Leonard looked like the greatest player to ever touch a basketball. And then they ran out of steam in the championship game and the young guys won. But I don't know. I thought this was a good All-Star weekend relative to what we've seen the last couple of years.
So, I was fully checked out of the format of the specific All-Star game. So it was like 4 teams or something. What were the teams then?
It was 3 teams. It was a world team.
3?
And then basically, give or take a couple players, but it was a world team, an old guy team, which was, LeBron, Durant, Kawhi, those kind of guys. And then a young guys team with Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, Jalen Duran, guys like that.
Okay.
And then it was each team plays each other first. And then obviously if you win both games, you go to the championship. And then they did point differential. So the first game came down to, it went to overtime. Scotty Barnes hit a 3 in overtime to beat the world team for the young guys. And the next game came down to, it was another like 2-point game. And then the old guys just got trounced. You could tell that they put all their force into that, beating the young guys the first time, or beating the world, whoever they played the first time.
I read, I think, an article from The Athletic, or maybe it was somebody else today. It seemed like overwhelmingly or at least the majority opinion was this format for the All-Star game worked.
Well, it worked because guys were playing hard.
Okay, sure.
So any format works if guys are playing hard.
Yeah, right. Okay. Is there a reason, or did they just all buy in, or was there was
I
no
think
monetary thing, right?
No, I think it was Victor Wembanyama came in and like I think Anthony Edwards said it when they interviewed after, like, "Oh, you're giving that effort, then I'm going to go out and beat your ass."
I love Anthony Edwards. He's
Yeah,
so good for the NBA. If
so good.
Wemby's like that too, I guess that's awesome.
Right.
I guess I didn't really necessarily know that.
Yeah, but it kind of sucked because it got to like the world, like Jokic and Luka didn't play much. Like it's obvious that it wasn't, these teams full extent. But even still, it's
Sure.
still, 25 best basketball players in the world playing basketball against each other.
So, okay. And depending on who you talk to, I think this will be a different opinion. But I guess in my mind, if the All-Star game, the Sunday portion, is successful, it feels like that's a successful All-Star weekend. Some people will say no because Saturday is more important, which is it's been true so far.
Well, I agree with you 100% because as like when people talk about like the All-Star weeks, NBA All-Star week sucks, it's not what it used to be. Sure, I don't disagree with that. But as I said before, the 3-point competition is nothing's changed since that. Everyone's still all the guys in that's awesome every time. The dunk contest is just weird because there's think of a different dunk. But the All-Star game is really what people are like latching onto. Like these guys don't even try. They're just chucking up half quarters and playing one-on-one. But if that becomes like a real, NBA game, then it's fun.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's good then. I'm not going to lie. I despise the dunk contest. And it's hard not to. I hate it feels very manufactured to me. That's my issue with it. It's not even that the dunks aren't that great. It's that we're acting like they are. Like,
right.
It's fine if it's a good dunk, but we don't need to act like it's the greatest dunk we've ever seen.
Correct. To be honest, like Mac McClung had, he won 2 or 3 in a row. I can't remember, but some of his dunks, I would call them all-time NBA dunks. But really, since then, it's been not really anything since like Dwight Howard, Nate Robinson days.
Yeah.
And maybe that's and maybe that's like nostalgia. Like I've always said,
I don't think so.
But I've said this before to you. Like I don't think there's a better piece of like maybe art form in the entire history of the world than 2000s NBA basketball. Like something about just somewhat grainy footage and guys getting in fights, and it felt like there's a little bit more emotion. I don't know if there's nostalgia for that, and I think the cameras are just too good. Maybe that's my issue.
I think it adds. I'm not gonna lie. I think it does add to it a little. It just makes it feel. It feels like a TV show, not a sport.
Agreed. And I don't know how you feel about Noah Eagle, Ian Eagle's son, doing announcing.
I guess I haven't heard enough of him. Every time I've heard him, he's been okay.
Yeah, I think he's very good at what he does. I like him.
Okay.
Of course, he's not. I wouldn't say he's an all-time great or anything, right? He's no Kevin Harlan or Mike Tirico or anything like that. But I think he's fine. That was always Kevin Harlan, Reggie Miller, Kenny Smith. Those were the 3. And now it's Noah Eagle, Jamal Crawford, and Reggie Miller. Which Reggie Miller I come to like a lot. And Jamal. Great, but it's not Kenny Smith, like Kenny Smith has to be involved in this.
He wasn't involved at all.
Not that I noticed. If he was, I didn't notice. Like Kenny Smith is a very noticeable, voice and name, and if you watch basketball,
right? Yeah, I guess my last memory of the dunk contest was him with a microphone, like emceeing the event, essentially.
Yeah,
and I didn't like him in that role, but I like him on the call. To your point, so. I don't know.
Also, I don't fully agree with this idea that the stars have to be in the dunk contest. Like of course Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan, I guess but Kobe Bryant wasn't a total star when he won it. He was second year in the league.
Nate Robinson wasn't the star. Zach LaVine wasn't the star.
Aaron Gordon's not the star. Spud Webb's not a star basketball player. It just do good dunks.
Yeah. I think it's because the dunks aren't exciting, so people are looking for something to get excited about.
Right.
But if go back to step 1, if the dunk's good, then who cares?
Right.
That's it.
People just, and again, it's another thing where people are complaining about Mac McClung, who I'm probably very biased towards, but Mac McClung, like, oh, this guy's a G leaguer. Why is he in the dunk contest? Because he's really fucking good at dunking.
Yeah, I could agree with
dunks.
both points. I think, like, he's for sure a good dunker and probably the best in the NBA and should be in it. Fully agree.
Right.
I also somewhat agree. Like, brother, the best we got's the G leaguer. Like, the answer is yes, but I wish
right.
it wasn't true.
You're right. That's probably fair.
Yeah, even just trick me. Let the King sign him to an active deal.
It
Then
was
he's in the NBA.
I think in all 3 of his dunk contests that he participated in, he had signed like a 10-day 2-way contract the day before the dunk contest.
Great. Yeah, that's all I need. Sure.
You're right.
Yeah. It's probably for that specific reason too, I imagine. But yeah.
So
I don't know.
There's always these thoughts of ways to make the All-Star, weekend great and everything. And the number one thing everyone wants to see is a one-on-one contest, or like a tournament. That's never going to happen. These guys' egos are too big to, be crossed up on a national stage with no help, and you look like a complete fool out there, right?
I agree. Was the clip of, now I'm just putting it together, it must have been the WNBA's one-on-one league. Was that not part of All-Star Weekend with like Paige Beckers and
Nope.
Okay, yeah. So they're doing their own league right now, which is a terrible idea and it's going to fail.
Yep.
Paige Beckers got dogged.
Yeah.
And she left pouting. So yeah, it would probably be that,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably biased when I talk about the NBA All-Star Game. The NBA is my thing. I love All-Star events. I love all the theatrics and everything. I think it was successful this year. But again, the flagship event of it was not successful. So people are going to say that.
Yeah, this was always a massive deal for me and my friends growing up. Like, we would go
For sure.
we would get like the banquet room at like this bar restaurant or whatever and like put it up on the big screen and watch it. I loved All-Star Weekend. I hope it gets back to the excitement and just the overall aura that it was.
Right.
And again, I think the game portion getting figured out is good. I think clearly something else needs to happen, like change. I just don't know what it is. So
Right.
That's kind of my thought on the entire NBA, though. It's like,
Yeah,
I think there needs to be big changes. I just don't have answers.
Right. Yeah. And it almost feels like, and I don't know. So, like, for the NFL, for instance, like the NFL is best sport to watch. It's one of the greatest things ever created. Do you think it's because there's so much contact?
That's for sure part of it. I mean, it's an exciting watch, right? Just on a play-by-play basis, it's exciting. But I truly think the personalities are just more likable.
Yeah,
I don't think NBA players are likable anymore.
There's a select few that people really get behind.
Yeah. I'm making a blanket statement. But like, LeBron's not as big of a star as he is on the planet. He's not likable. And obviously we're biased in general for that. But like,
well, I think objectively, if you don't know anything about the NBA and you listen to what LeBron says, you're like, why does anyone like this guy?
Yeah, and let's go down the biggest stars. Like, Luka's not likable at all. Jokic doesn't want to present himself as likable.
He's not he's a personality, but he's not a media darling.
Right. I love him. He's not marketable because he chooses not to be.
Right. A lot of people hate Kevin Durant, rightfully so. Kevin Durant might be one of the top 5 personalities in NBA history.
Yes, you have to be on the right side to like him, though. He wants people to hate him.
Correct.
So it makes sense. Curry's not.
No,
I don't think Curry moves the needle anymore. Maybe I'm wrong.
Agreed. Well, the NBA caught up to him. Not that they caught up to him shooting, but the NBA's 3-point league, right? He was so incredible because he was hitting, 27-foot threes.
Right. I also just don't think he's interesting anymore. Like, he was that, like, the chosen kid. It felt like he was just, to your point, it was like Jim Fredette, just better and on a good team.
Well, yeah.
I honestly think the turning point was, and this is there's people on this side that I don't agree with. So the point I'm making, I'm not agreeing with them. But when all that shit happened with his wife and they were like throwing him under the bus, she was throwing him under the bus and like just talking mad shit on him. I think that was his turning point for like how people thought about him.
Well, I think, right. when we talk about Steph Curry, incredible, one of the bigger underdog to superstar stories of all time.
Mhm.
He's a babyface kid, comes out and puts up 35 against Wisconsin in the tournament, brings, unknown Davidson to the Sweet 16, gets drafted, and then goes to the Warriors, who since like Wilt Chamberlain, they have it a couple of years, but they were a loser organization,
Mhm.
for years, comes and, turns that around, which, by the way, Mark Jackson kind of got fucked out of that, got fired,
For
built
sure.
Steve Kerr takes it over. Turns that, and then people love the Warriors, right? That was everyone's bandwagon. And then I think it has to be Durant going to the team that really
It
everyone.
was.
But I think the guys around Curry kind of suck too for his image. Like, nobody likes Draymond Green.
No.
I
No.
love Draymond, but really, he's just an asshole villain.
And he's linked to Curry forever.
Right.
There's no way to separate them. There just isn't. So, yeah. And I mean, the other bigger stars like Wembanyama, I think we're finding out is a guy. Media,
Yeah.
obviously playing wise,
Weird guy.
Yeah. But I
Going-
think he could be great I do think he gets a negative stigma for being from France. I
For
just
sure.
do.
It's kind of the Rudy Gobert effect.
Yes. I don't know if Cooper Flag's interesting whatsoever.
No, he's a white kid,
Right. So like, is he going to be he could be great, but is he going to be marketable? I don't know.
Well, it feels like there's not really that balance of you're either Anthony Edwards or you're Cooper Flag, which people love Anthony Edwards, and I love Anthony Edwards. He's one of the funniest people of all time, but
Yeah.
not a very good person when you boil it down. Like, trying to pay child support once is crazy. I don't know, texting women to get abortions, weird, things but that's kind of what moves the needle for the NBA. It's a reality TV show, man.
Yeah. Yeah. But and then you go to NFL and it's like, oh, there's the quarterbacks. Now you got these tight ends who are just party animal maniacs.
Yeah.
You got running backs who are kind of just psychos in their own right now. They're just workhorses. They're just militaristic almost. Cornerbacks are the NBA players of the NFL. Cornerbacks and wide receivers. And it's just got everything. So I don't know. And then all the people you grew up with are now still there. Because you got Tom Brady on a microphone. You got Peyton Manning everywhere. You got all of that. In NBA, there's some of that, but not a lot of that. I feel like because like Kevin Garnett is doing his thing, he's just being forced in the corner. If we have Kevin Garnett in front of a microphone, NBA would be in a better spot.
Right. Well, it's not like the all-time. There are all-time, but like the 15 greatest, NBA players to say of the last 50 years. There's not a whole lot of them that are really out there. Like, I guess Magic Johnson was out there for a little bit, and then he kind of went away, at least out of media. I guess Isaiah Thomas is kind of the same thing. Michael Jordan just never got in front of a microphone.
No, he's doing it a little bit more now, which is good. He should.
Right.
But yeah, like Dwayne Wade.
Kobe Bryant didn't really.
No, yeah, now he was trying to do like more behind the scenes stuff, and I think he would have gotten there, but
sure,
I'm surprised D Wade didn't jump straight into it, and he instead did like that game show that sucked.
Yeah,
and
I don't know, and I don't know if you have an opinion on this because I'm sure nobody has an opinion on this. Dwayne Wade as a colored commentary, just horrible.
I don't think I've ever heard him do it.
He did the Olympics.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
But like when he watches, and I get it, you're friends with all these guys. I mean, he just sucks off all these players. Like, you're not really bringing anything to the table.
You got to have a separation. It doesn't work when you're truly just talking about your buddies who you're going to go hang out with after this. Like, it doesn't work.
Right.
Unless you're talking shit to them.
Correct.
Because that works then. But yeah, if you're just, no, this was good. Oh, he screwed up, but he was thinking this. Like, I don't want to hear that.
Right.
Stupid. Let's answer Randy's questions to get out of here. Favorite hot dog? Do you have one?
I mean, like chili cheese dog, I feel like is the answer.
A good one.
I had some Chicago dogs before, which were pretty good. I like the relish and the pickle and the peppers on it.
Mm-hmm. I think a Seattle dog is like wrapped in bacon and something. I've had that before. It was good. I think it's Seattle.
Pigs in a blanket discount for this?
If it does, pigs in a blanket's the winner.
Awesome.
Yeah. The easiest appetizer of all time, and it's always great to see it there.
Awesome.
Favorite gum. I am a 5 gum guy.
That brings me back to middle school, man.
I still get it. I either get Rain, the green one, or Cobalt, the blue one. Like, it depends.
Yeah, Cobalt is awesome.
They had like this berry one at one point, and I feel like I would puke if I have it still. I used to chew it while I played football with my mouth guard, and then it would get just like caked in it. It was gross.
Yeah.
Like, got bad.
Yeah, like peak for peak, like juicy fruit's the best thing to ever exist for that, that 15 and a half seconds that you get out of it.
Right. Yeah, that and zebra stripe gum I liked a lot, but again, very short time.
Yeah.
Big Red is something. That shit's strong.
It's polarizing. I'm in on Big Red.
Me too. I always bring it up, but used to like lick it and then put it on your forehead and it would just singe. It has to still be out there. I need to get some.
Yeah.
Worst dunker. Luka? I don't know.
I mean, like the answer is just guys like Steve Nash, but to play this game, and he gets a lot of good dunks, misses a lot of dunks. Like John Morant misses tons of dunks.
True.
Russell Westbrook, same thing.
Westbrook he jumps first, thinks about it later. Westbrook's an instinctive player, and his instincts just aren't great a lot of times.
Yeah, he should have played safety in the NFL instead of point guard in NBA.
Yeah, you're way more negative on Westbrook than I am. I love him. He's someone who, again, I don't think he's the greatest player of all time, but I wish he was on a better team because he's a personality that the NBA needs, I think.
Yeah, I think the issue is that he might be the biggest egomaniac in NBA history.
Yeah, probably correct.
Yeah.
And then what's Trevor's 40 time? I don't know, 6'2", 6'2", maybe. I don't know. They'll have to. That's our guess. We'll time it sometime. He's not here to defend himself. I can only assume that's probably right.
Yeah,
I feel like he's got a bad get off.
Yeah, that was where I had a good get off when I was in high school. That was good first step.
100%. I mean, that's defensive line, baby. I had a great first step, awesome second step, slowed down from there, but pretty good with those two.
Yeah, I think if everybody in the world was racing like, the first 2 millimeters of a race, I'm probably in the 1 percentile or 99 percentile, whatever one's good.
Top 1, yeah, 1 percentile. Yeah, if you do a 10-yard split, I'd put in my peak. I'd put it up against anybody for sure.
Yeah. Before we get out of here real quick, I got some things. If anyone's watching live, and you haven't gotten to basketball yet, incredible game to get into tonight. Houston, Iowa State. That'll be a fun. Houston is awesome this year. Kingston Fleming is like a 6'4" point guard, and he plays like he had 40-something points in the game. He just shoots the fuck out of the ball. Incredible. I'm out on watching footballs, like big football games with other people. I think just too many people have too many opinions.
Is this stemming from Super Bowl or what?
Kind of, just I don't know, football in general. It kind of pisses me off, and maybe that's a hardo take on my end. But
the more informed you get about football, the more that opinion is true. I think. Yeah, because it's like these people don't know what they're talking about.
It is funny when there's people who clearly they like football, which I'm all for. People liking football, I'm all for people watching football, but they repeat what they hear on TikTok, and so my buddy was a big Travion Henderson guy all year, and so me and my other buddy was like just said, well, he's not even the best running back on his team, and did the whole Ramondre Stevenson thing all year, and we were kind of riding that high when Ramondre Stevenson was getting 65% of the carries in the playoffs. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that, and at least in my life, a lot of people recycle the sports talking points, like the radio, sports talk radio shit. And like those people have been saying the same takes for the past 10, 20 years at least.
Yeah.
Like they just don't know what's going. They say what their problem with the Packers is. It's like, no, it's not. That's not what it is. Yeah.
And I
agree with you.
I don't know if you ever tune in to the radio after Packer games. In Green Bay, it's fucking awesome because you get, opinions like, Jordan Love is the greatest quarterback of all time. And the next guy comes on, that was the worst fucking quarterback performance I've ever seen, and just people have no no evidence to any of their takes or anything. It's very funny. This is Bill from Wyowega. Yeah. For.
They're just so excited. They have a captive audience at that point. They get to just say what they've been, telling their buddies for the past week, and no one's agreeing with them.
Yeah, and you know what? What's kind of, not that that's said, but what's kind of been going alive with that. I don't know if you know John Fanta. He's a college basketball announcer. He's a fat guy. He's awesome. He's really
I think so.
He does spaces on Twitter for Big East, and he just brings in all these Big East fans, and the Big East just unfiltered. These guys are unfiltered on it. Brought someone on. He said, like St. John's Providence game, like guy's gonna dunk his nuts in another guy's face, and guys like, all right, thanks for that. On to the next one. It's very every time it happens. And then I got two more things. You like wine?
Yeah. Somewhat.
I gotta find wine that I like. I don't really like wine.
I hate sweet wine. It makes me want to puke when it gets like too sweet and juicy or whatever. I like dry wine. But I'm a whiskey guy. So if you like whiskey, that's probably it.
I don't love.
Yeah, so then maybe not. I don't know. But there's something.
Champagne's wine. I like champagne.
I agree with you. I think wine people would disagree with you.
For sure.
But there's wine that is like champagne.
Okay.
I don't know. There's like apple wine that tastes like champagne. So maybe you just need to get into different fruits.
Yeah, I gotta find something. As I'm getting older, I'm like, I gotta get like people drink wine when they're mature and get old and stuff. It's kind of like black coffee, but
one step at a time.
Right. Not that anyone cares. I'm pumped for baseball, but my other thing here, I've been eating a lot of cheddar Chex Mix lately.
Okay.
And I've been I think it's one of those things where it's weird to eat because you eat it. It's awesome when you eat it, but your hands get all cheesy and everything. So I've been pouring it into a solo cup and like drinking it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing that. If I need a snack at work. But do you have a go-to? Like, we're gonna take Quick Trip out of this because I don't want to take like fast food in there, or I don't want to take the hot food. But do you have like a go-to like snack thing when you stop at a gas station?
I mean, at a gas station, I like beef jerky a lot. So I'll do beef jerky.
Yeah, they got to figure out how to cheapen that. But yeah, I agree.
100%. Otherwise, I'm a big like honey roasted like cashew or peanut. Or butter toffee even. Those are really good.
Interesting. I like honey roasted peanuts.
But for like road trips or even just stopping at a gas station, I almost never get like chips. Combos I do sometimes. Combos are
I love combos. Yeah, I agree with you. You know what I get every now and then I'll get them when I see them. They don't have them at every gas station. Is the TGIF potato skins?
Though that was what I would always get from like the vending machine before Michelle Obama came to our school. Yeah. Those and Welch's fruit snacks was like if I go to a basketball game, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, big time. And then I guess for a drink, I usually do like a Gatorade. But they have these the Gator Lights now. I don't know if you had those.
Yeah.
Where it's sugar, whatever it is.
It's like Pedialyte, but Gatorade.
Yeah. The lemon lime, like it's like lemon lime Gatorade is like one of the best drinks of all time. I've been getting that a lot lately.
Lemon lime's solid. If I'm getting a Gatorade, it's like lemon lime or honestly lately I haven't minded the grape like fierce one. That one's
love grape. Grape is like my favorite juice flavor of anything, so I agree.
I wish they still had the light purple Gatorade. That was my favorite. You can get on Amazon in a combo pack sometimes. Still.
Yeah, that's pretty good. They introduced the white cherry, which I liked for a little bit. That's one I get like once every couple months. Green apple, same thing, once every couple months. Cucumber, horrible. And I think the orange.
I used to get the sour melon Powerade in high school. They don't have that anymore. That was good. Yeah, I don't know. They need to bring back that. There's no way it didn't sell. I disagree with any thought of that. It's like shit like that. Bring it back.
We'll have to do a show on that sometime of like stuff that doesn't exist that was awesome in like 2009.
Yeah, I feel like we can do that for the ranking show, something like that.
Yeah.
ranking the discontinued items or something.
Yeah.
Then the winner, we can start a change.org thing, petition it to bring it back.
True.
They brought back, I think under a different name. I still haven't tried them, so maybe that's why they were discontinued. But the Altoid sour things, did you ever have those?
I had them when I was a kid. I haven't had them probably in 15 years.
They brought them back but I think it's only online, called retro sours or something.
Okay.
Which, if they taste the same, it sounds like they do. Those were fucking good.
Awesome. Yeah.
But I don't want to order them online, I guess. I just want them to be there.
Right. Yeah, something about
I don't know. But yeah, we should definitely. If you have any other ideas, by the way, this is the FlurrySports Podcast, but we're getting into the off season. We will be doing some ranking show stuff, and with that, we usually rank anything, everything, best to worst. So definitely give us ideas. Does not need to be sports related. We did states. We've done foods. We've done we've done logos, all kinds of stuff. Let us know that. And then if you like Luke and myself and Trevor, also you know him as well. Wednesdays, every other Wednesday during the off season here, we have a podcast called Lombardi Sweep. This Wednesday we are back, so we are live on the Flurry Sports YouTube channel Wednesday night, and you can find that wherever you get your podcast or on the Flurry Sports YouTube channel Lombardi Sweep. This week, don't know what we're talking about yet, but something related to the Packers, maybe Packers departing free agents or something like that.
Yeah, who they need to pay, who they don't, something like that. Anything you need, we'll cover everything for the Packers.
Yeah, a lot of people have ideas about trades. Maybe I'll organize some of the trade talk people are throwing together. People are thinking, hey, maybe the Packers trade for a defensive end or an edge rusher. But I'm not hearing a lot of people saying we're trading away an edge rusher, so I'm not sure what that means. People are a little confused, but we'll talk about it. Wednesday night, we'll be back for that. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, it was a fun show. I'm happy, I got up to date on at least the stuff that I would probably be interested in the Olympics with the controversies and stuff like that. I'm happy you let me air my grievances and things that I liked about the NBA All-Star game. And somehow, Zach, in every one of our shows, we kind of end up talking about like 2008 NBA, which I absolutely love. So I'm happy to do that again.
Which mid 2000s not superstar do you miss the most?
Oh, I mean, my favorite. So I'll give my bias take first. Well, I think someone else. My favorite basketball player of all time is Michael Redd, but that was just because he was the only good thing that the Bucks had for 15 years.
Yeah.
I know he kind of came alive, in his run with Golden State. I like Sean Livingston a lot.
That's a good one.
A guy who I really think is, and I don't know if this counts because he's probably a little bit more than what you're asking for, but who I think is really underrated in the whole history of the NBA is Rajon Rondo.
Love Rondo. Love Rondo.
Really capable scorer. He just didn't need to.
He was the straw that stirred the drink for the Celtics. He was
right.
He was perfect for what they needed. He was so good.
Big time. I'll throw it. Go ahead.
The guy that popped into my mind, he's a star, I think, but he's not a superstar, I guess, so maybe it's cheating. I was a huge Josh Smith fan.
Yeah, big time. Love Josh Smith.
Love Josh. He was on every fantasy basketball team I ever had until he retired.
Yeah. Let me throw a name at you. Darius Miles.
Oh, yeah.
The court was going. That was fun.
He was good, yeah.
Raja Bell I always liked because he was one of the guys who would go after Kobe.
I don't know if I know who that is.
He clotheslined or he clotheslined someone in a playoff back when the playoffs were fucking awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could do a whole 2 hours just naming awesome 2000s NBA guys.
There's so many.
Drew Gooden,
Drunas Ilgauskas,
Chris Kaman, just awesome.
Chris Kaman's insane.
Yeah,
the whitest man I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, one-time All-Star Chris Kaman.
Was he? Good for him.
Yep.
He was a couple good years.
He was forgotten man in the LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Carmelo Anthony draft.
Yeah, I wonder why. It's like I can't remember who Darko Milicic was drafted ahead of, but he had some crazy people.
Melo, yeah.
Too. Melo, yeah.
Okay. Bosh, yeah. That's crazy. That's I know this is people done rabbit holes, videos, and articles on this before. The Pistons coming off of the 04 Pistons, an incredible, building that team and then having the chance on that team and just going Darko Milicic is crazy.
Yeah. I will say, I went to a lot of Timberwolves games when they had Darko Milicic.
Yeah.
Fan favorite. He was awesome. He was him and Michael Olowokandi was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
The Candy Man for the T-Wolves. He was great.
You know what else was a
Not
great
good
team?
player.
Was Nikola Pekovic. Big
Yes.
wherever
Moose.
he's from. Yeah, he give you 12 and 10 every night.
Yeah, dude did not look like an NBA player.
He's in the Mafia, I think. Or he's in some
I
kind
believe it.
of from wherever he's from.
That sounds definitely true. I don't know, but certainly seemed that way.
Yeah, my answer, I'll stop after this. But my answer, Jerry Stackhouse.
Jerry Stackhouse is great.
Yep.
Yeah. Tar Heel guy for you too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we will be back next week. Jake will be back. We'll talk about I think Olympics will be done doing the closing ceremonies at that point. So all the other controversies that happen. But then we're gonna really dive into actually, you know what? Next week might be our season finale.
Oh,
I keep forgetting what that is. So stay tuned. We'll let you know if next week's the last show on the show. So tune in then.